What's up, guys? Okay, a little bit more in-depth, long-form video of why I say people shouldn't be discrediting Conor McGregor in the Max Holloway rematch. Not fully. And that is because if you guys go and review the last two fights he had, the two Dustin Poirier fights, and then go back to the first Max Holloway fight where he won by essentially having to resort to his wrestling, then you can put a composite analysis there if you see the right stuff. Now, what I would say you should look out for is Conor's leg kick defense and how it improved by the second fight with Dustin. Well, the third one, sorry. And then how he improved with certain parts of his striking, and then how Dustin's striking uh, ended up resulting in a few extra shots being landed on Max Holloway, and not in the final fight where him and Max Holloway rematched. The second fight and the first one. The reason why is Dustin's hips was the problem in the rematch, and the age. Most people don't know he had hip surgery, and from there he's been very flat-footed, so he's very slow when he used to be very quick. And you can see his hands and his upper body is there, but his legs and his hips were just not there. That's why Max Holloway, being so light of foot, was landing more on him. However, how this results, well, turns back to Conor McGregor's. McGregor did a lot better than we all give him credit for versus Dustin. Now, I picked Dustin to beat him in both fights, both rematches, sorry. And he did. The second one, though, he was kind of behind until he started turning it up and started just trading with Conor. And I remember I told people, Dustin has slightly better boxing at this point than Conor for different reasons. And also because Conor's chin is a little bit deteriorated than it was. The leg kicks was just extra. The leg kicks was how he set up his hands. And still, Conor did well. He did a lot better than people think. Now, if you go rewatch the first Max Holloway fight, you will see Conor was landing on the feet and then had to go to the ground. I feel in this next fight, a similar game plan might happen. However, if Conor is smart, he doesn't try and stand and bang with Max Holloway too much. He tries to implement it and mix it up, because Max's chin is still very strong, but it has been cracked. That's why Conor recently said his chin is suspect. I don't think it's suspect. I think what happened is his chin is slowly showing signs of degradation. Same thing with Gaethje. Both of their chins are similar. Slowly showing signs of degradation. Not bad, but it's there. Conor is kind of the same, just he's worse somehow. I don't know how, but yeah. Point is, Conor landed certain strikes that Max Holloway still gets clipped by southpaws. And certain positions, Conor is better than the southpaws he's fought, and those guys still clipped Max Holloway. Meaning, if Conor gets in that similar position, he can still land. If he's still reasonably quick, explosive, etc. Now, the takedowns. We just saw Max Holloway get wrestle screwed by Charles Oliveira. That means if Conor mixes up his wrestling, just like the first fight, and his striking, one, he will have moments where he can just rest a little bit on top of Max if he gets him down like that. And I'm being honest, there's a big chance that can happen. And then secondly, he can still outland him on the feet if his quickness is still there, and if he can trap Max Holloway. Because versus Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway did a very good job at landing strikes and then getting out and being out of range, moving, getting out of range, constantly on his bike. Because Gaethje has so much power that if he stood there and traded the whole, first 3 rounds, then he might get stung or knocked out. Which is very evident because he got dropped, actually, which they didn't give Gaethje, which is stupid to me. But he got dropped fully for the first time by Gaethje when he knocked him on the temple and he dropped. So, what I mean is, Conor should get out there, very aggressive, trying to cut off the cage versus Max Holloway. Land the same shots has been landing on Max Holloway the last few fights. Then, also, he should mix in the takedowns. I think people should really go rewatch those fights, the last two, and then the Max Holloway fight initially, and just think: does Conor look a bit better than this? And then also, does Conor have a better chance than we're giving him? Because I think we're just downplaying it a bit. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys who I'm picking, but still, I needed to drop this video. Well, these two videos. Cheers.